The Celebrity Millennium is one of Celebrity's older ships, launched in 1999 and renovated in 2019. It is 965 feet long with a width of 105 feet. The Celebrity Millennium has an occupancy of 2,218 and a top speed of 24 knots or 27 miles per hour. It has 11 decks. Today we are at sea and I decided to take a behind the scenes tour of the Celebrity Millennium and how it works. We start by walking through the main dining room. Guess where we're going next? That's right, the Galley. At the Galley we meet the head chef. To get there we have to board multiple escalators, giving us a glimpse of how the wait staff must bring our food to the table in the main dining room. On our way into the galley, we first pass the dishwasher and make our way past cleaning dishes. We then make our way into the area where breakfast is being prepared for several of the restaurants. Soon the head chef joins us and explains how the galley is divided into sections. There are prep and storage areas for the main dining room, the buffet, a couple of specialty restaurants, and a bakery. There is even a dedicated room service area. For example, the area in the main dining room has its own pantry, as does the area for the buffet. The temperature of all stored food is checked constantly. If any of it reaches above a certain temperature, it must be thrown out. Additionally, any items needed for a specific menu must be ordered a day in advance so that it may be pulled out of the ship's stores, prepped, and washed accordingly in a prep room. According to the head chef, the restaurant staff makes up the highest portion of the crew, or about 2/3 of the approximate 800 crew on our cruise ship, which is sailing at almost 100% capacity.
This one is Italian.
After seeing the galley, we find ourselves wandering through other crew areas down steep stairs. Before long, we find ourselves on I-95. The highway crew and supplies use as a walking transport. This is also where all of the loading and unloading takes place on embarkation day. On our walk down I-95, we pass the trash room, where trash is compacted, glass is crushed, recyclables are turned into cubes, and light bulbs are crushed with special containers catching any pollutant gases. We also walk by various offices, the crew bar, and the crew mess. At the very end of I-95, we can see the cold area where all of the food is stored. Also, most of the crew cabins are nearby and sleep two to a room. At a point down I-95, we come to an area that had a wood plank floor near the doctor's office. Here, security officers had us turn our pockets inside out and ran us over with a security wand. After going through security, we enter the engine control room. In this room, everything around the ship is monitored. Every engineering system, every camera, and any alarms can all be monitored from here. From the chief engineer, we learned that our ship is powered by two Boeing 747 jet engines operating on diesel. Some of the heat created by the exhaust of these engines is then used to operate a steam turbine, which produces electricity used to power the Azipod propellers in the aft of the ship. An Azipod is an individual propeller that can rotate 360 degrees instead of requiring a rudder, stern thrusters, and shaft propellers. The Azipods make the ship more maneuverable. In addition to the 2 jet engines and steam generator, there are 2 diesel generators up in the smokestack. If an engine fails, the ship wants to be able to restart the engine within 3 minutes. In addition to the 2 azipods that can rotate any which way, there are 3 bow thrusters. This combination provides the Celebrity Millennium with the capability to maneuver into and away from the dock without the assistance of a tug. Besides propulsion systems, there are also environmental systems on board to minimize damage to the environment. Scrubbers scrub any exhaust to make sure that the exhaust put out into the atmosphere is as clean as possible. The ship also has desalination machines on board, and all wastewater must be treated by microorganisms and fully drinkable before being pumped back out into the ocean. Who wants to test that out? Bilge and ballast water that might contain organisms also must be treated before it is pumped out. With a short pass through the crew bar, we find our way to the laundry room. This is where all of the laundry is done, including bedding, crew uniforms, and guest laundry. Guests can have their laundry done on a per item charge. It is here that they have giant washers, dryers, and automatic sheet towel pressing and folding machines. After seeing all of the laundry machines, it is time for the highlight of the tour of the navigational bridge. This is the area where the captain steers the ship. After going through security again, we enter the bridge area. The bridge is staffed at all times with 2 officers of the watch, a helmsman, and sometimes a navigational officer serving in 4 hours on and 4 hours off shifts. This is the main control area where the officers steer the ship while at sea. The ship is on autopilot most of the time, but officers must watch for undetected traffic. When coming into port, the officers can fully control the ship from this island in the bridge wing or flying bridge to more easily observe as they pull alongside or into the dock. There are 2 bridge wings, one on each side, and they each have this mini replica of all of the ship's controls. These are some pictures of the rough sea stabilizers as well as the azipods and the bow thrusters. The bridge wings on each side of the ship are used to guide the ship into and away from the dock. For $138.99 per person, anyone on board can have this experience. We hope you have enjoyed our behind-the-ship tour of the Celebrity Millennium. Catch you on the fly. While we gear up for some shopping, you can gear up for some shopping of your own at the On the Fly travel store on Zazzle. Here we sell shirts, mugs, shot glasses, puzzles, luggage tags, and many more merch. Would you rather show your support in monthly installments? Check us out on Patreon for amazing perks. Thanks in advance for hitting that like and subscribe button as well as that bell icon.